So you've either just picked up or you're about to pick up Tekken 8, but you ask yourself a bunch of things like, where do I start with the game? Who am I going to play? How do I do electrics perfectly every time?
Guys! Guys!
How do I speedrun getting that absolutely sick-ass God of Destruction PNG that I so desperately desire? Tekken is very hard. There's so many things that make the game so interesting and different, at least in my nerdy-ass opinion of it anyway. I always found myself playing the Tekken series for its amazing lore story-wise. In fact, Tekken 2 was the first ever video game I played with my dad when I was just a toddler. Every game, I loved the arcade/story modes, but when it came to the online matches later on, I just didn't know what to do. I'd play like maybe 10-15 matches at most in the series and then just give up because I got stomped every time. So when Tekken 8 got announced, I was excited, yet also conflicted. I was excited to play the story and try out all these new characters, but also kinda nervous because I've never really been good at fighting games despite having a love for Tekken and its story. But I said screw it. I grabbed it, completed the story, very fun by the way, then proceeded to try to ranked online. After hitting multiple walls, being hard stuck for a bit, and having to play around on a bunch of characters, eventually hit Tekken King on Victor. Still not the highest rank, but for hitting this on my first attempt at trying to improve at Tekken Online and doing it within 2 months, I'm pretty proud of that. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to try and help you out with the start of your Tekken journey, because when I started, I wish I did a bunch of things that I'm going to talk about here. I won't go too in depth because then the video would probably be like 30 minutes or an hour long, and most of the things will be found either in the game or amongst the internet. Let's get started. The first thing that I'd recommend checking out when getting into everything that's accessible to help you learn the game is practice mode. Practice mode has amazing tools to help you out with learning the game, but also improving it too. You can go through your character's move list, frame data, and combos along with practicing situations you're unsure about. There's so much that can help you with this tool. Combo challenges are also a thing which I think are good for an entry level into your inputs, but in my opinion, if you really want to step up your game when you're ready, I'd highly recommend checking out I've probably mispronounced that name, Tekken 8 library, along with Waiver Wiki. These have every character's important combos and moves, along with a notation guide and typical Tekken jargon. Notations may be a little scary at first, but honestly, if you just take 10 minutes to look at it, it's pretty easy to pick up on everything. Another amazing feature to help you learn is the replay feature in Tekken 8. Here you can watch your matches and learn what you did right and wrong. The game actually even gives you tips on what you did wrong and helps you correct them, such as throw breaks, when you can punish, and what tools you can use to punish people. Another amazing thing about this system is that the takeover feature the game provides you with. You can take over from a point in the match for 10 seconds and try to work out what to do best in that situation for future games. You should absolutely be using these as much as possible. It'll do wonders for you. Another thing I'd recommend regarding replays, but not the replay system itself, is going online and watching pro players on the character that you're looking to play. Pay attention to what they're doing regarding punishment, opening up your opponent, and general offensive and defensive patterns, and replicate it in practice mode. Last couple things that the game provides you with in its single player content is the usage of Arcade Quest and Super Ghost Battle. Before jumping into ranked, I'd highly recommend also checking these tools out. It allows you to get experience and familiarity with the game without the stress of jumping into ranked games. Tekken has never been as accessible as what it is today, and these features here definitely help, so make sure you use them in your Tekken journey. Another thing we're going to talk about here is using your heat. The three users of heat are Heat Burst, Heat Engager, and Heat Smash. Heat Burst can be used as a defensive tool to escape pressure and take your turn back. Heat Engagers have two uses. One, when you hit it, it puts you into heat rather than using your Heat Burst, and once in heat, it can also allow you to Heat Dash. This mechanic, when used, can put you into an advantageous situation. And finally, Heat Smash. This is essentially a mini rage art that normally looks sick as hell, if you aren't Fang. He just does a shoulder charge. He does that enough.
Okay.
These can put you in a way better position on block, but also be used as a great wolf punisher. Another great feature for Burst and Smash is that their inputs are universal, which is easier compared to Tekken 7, as Rage Arts and Drive all had different inputs in that game. The last thing to mention regarding the heat system is that it powers up different moves in the character. I think that just showed you what you need to know about it. Another system in Tekken 8 is the Rage system. When your health is decreased past a line on your health bar, you go into Rage. This allows your moves to do more damage, but also you can perform a Rage Art. This is a mechanic that sometimes is used as a panic tool to try to get out of a bad situation with big damage, and also the move has super armor. Once you get the hang of the game, you could also use this as a guaranteed combo ender. But just be careful though, as the move is easily blockable and can lead to you being launched or even losing the round. You should also be making good usage of your Power Crush moves. These can only be interrupted by throws and low attacks. Some characters also have multiple options with these. Characters, for example, that do are Victor with back 1-2, best Power Crush in the game by the way, along with I3, and Asusena with live 3+4 and forward 1+2. Keep in mind some characters have better Power Crushes than others with different properties too, so be careful with their usage. You can still get punished if they're not used correctly. On to picking a character you want to play. Honestly, I'd just say pick the one you think looks coolest with your taste. You have more enjoyment going down that that route, unless you want free wins. Just pick Feng or Dragunov. Actually, come to think of it, Dragunov does look pretty sick. Once you've picked your character, go into practice mode and try to learn their punishes, key moves, and combos. Some will be harder than others, so don't be discouraged if you can't do them straight away. Tekken is not a simple game to learn, and everything takes time, so don't be disheartened if you can't be spamming electric straight away. Once you feel ready, try to learn your heat combos as they provide more damage and feel really good to pull off. But again, when you're ready to, I personally wouldn't go into it straight away. Like I mentioned before, punishes, key moves, and combos. Then go into that stuff. Let's very briefly talk about frames. I'm not going to harp on about this because in itself, it would probably take an hour. So what I'm going to recommend you guys do is go to VDX's guide. This is only a 15-minute guide of everything you need to know regarding frames in Tekken. Plus, honestly, I'm a bit of an idiot. I wouldn't be able to convey this properly. Just go and check it out. I promise it's worth your time. The second last thing I wanted to talk about was ranked, and honestly, don't make the same mistake myself and a bunch of people have and jump straight into it. In my opinion, it would be pretty sad to see a Tekken journey conclude early just because they got rolled in a couple of games of ranked without knowing what they're doing. Try to learn as many things about your character as possible with all the tools mentioned above, as it'll be so much more beneficial for you in the long run. The last thing I want to talk about in this is learning and losing in Tekken. Obviously, you want to win as much as you can in Tekken, but realistically, that's not going to happen unless you're some guy cracked out on 5 tubs of G Fuel, and somehow the second coming of me and Arson Ash combined. Losing isn't a bad thing, as you can note things you've done wrong and learn from mistakes you've made, but also what your opponent may have gotten away with that you can punish in future matchups. Remember, you have so many tools at your disposal in-game and out that we've already talked about, so make sure to use them as much as possible. Also, just play out the best of 3. Even if it's a matchup you don't like or you don't feel like you're playing well, it's just honestly more respectful. Don't feel like you have to though if someone's connection is insanely horrible though. No one wants to deal with a coffee guy scenario. So this was my really brief beginner's guide to Tekken. I feel like this covers enough points as a beginner player to the series that will help you understand the game better and guide you in the right direction. One thing you should be doing is getting to know the community and its players as best you can. There's plenty of those with streamers and discords for discussion about the game. It'll definitely make a more enjoyable experience for you if you give it a go. Really quickly, I also want to give a big shout out to a couple people who helped me put this video together. That being Chipsy, Excrement, and Pip. They're all really knowledgeable in the game and have helped me improve myself a lot. I'd highly recommend following them on their socials that I'll link in the description. If this video helped you out too, please subscribe to the channel and follow my other socials. I'll be making plenty of content on Tekken along with other games in the future too. I also stream pretty much every day on Twitch, so be sure to follow me there too. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you made it this far in, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next. Bye!